Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the ESR Multiclass Monday Series in ACC. I am your host, Cole McRae, and today we are joined by special guest Jeremy Reeder. Say hello, Jeremy.
How's it going? Thank you for having me on again today.
Yeah, absolutely. For those who haven't been following, we just did a commentary yesterday on Race Room's Sunday Fun Day on Saturday series, and we had Jeremy helping us with or helping Andrew D and he did pretty good, and he has some interest. So figured why not throw him right into the fire with the Full Fat Monday series and see if he sinks or swims. I know he'll swim. He's got the chops. Real quick, before we get into it too much, this is round 5 at Hungaroring. This is our second to last race. It is a sprint race, meaning that it is a 40-minute race with one pit stop with a 10-minute window centered on the half. Tires required and a little bit of fuel required. So be in mind, we have GT3s and GT4s both on the field. We're just wrapping up qualifying here, and so it looks to be fun. The championship is coming to a head. We only have Bathurst left on March 14th. That is the our final fixed fuel 60-minute race. So very exciting stuff. Can't wait to see how it unfolds in the last little chunk here. Let's see. We got Dan French on board right now. Unfortunately, we don't get to have the Lamborghini Super Trofeos like we did last race. That was a one-time deal. I think we should always have it in the races as well. But you know, sadly, the candle that burns twice as bright burns half as long. So you know,
Yeah,
we shed a single tear and we move on.
that Super Trofeo race looked really fun. It'd be interesting to have three classes on this 14 turn 2.72 mile track we got here today. It'd be really interesting.
Yeah. So last race was at Spa. Ooh, Cole McRae going a little bit sliding in the background there. Um, what was I saying? Oh yeah, Spa was the last race, and that was with the 3 classes, and they kind of chose that one specifically because it was a larger track. This is Hungaroring, and it is much shorter than Spa is, so I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be a beneficial thing to have all these cars crammed into this tiny track. We got upwards of 26 cars on this grid here.
You know,
Um,
the question: does it have enough pit stalls for the Super Trofeos?
you know, I have faith. I'll just assume yes. And if it doesn't, they can buddy up. Come on, you guys. We're all friends here. My real question is, do they have enough bathrooms?
Yeah. I didn't even think about that. We need extra bathrooms for sure.
We make it a Clark shitters full incident, and then it's all downhill from there.
Yeah, especially at this track with all the brown pants moments we're gonna have today.
Oh yeah, a little bit of spoiler alert. This race is filmed in the past, so we will have plenty of chaos going on. There's just going to be a ton of
Allegedly.
stuff happening. Allegedly, yeah. Sorry. I'm interested. Why are all the trailers green? That's kind of interesting. Was there a sale on green trailers? Was that what's going on?
Yeah, they got the first one. They paid 50% off for the second one after they bought the first one.
Oh, yeah. It's like one of those eBay. The more you buy, the less you pay deals.
Exactly.
Well, ordinarily I like to do a rundown of the qualifying order, but it looks like we're not getting a full quality list. So we're just gonna have to assume that it'll be. We could use process of elimination, but we only got 2.5 minutes, and my brain has the processing power of a Pentium 3, so that probably won't happen. We can go over the GT4s. Actually, we should probably do that. We got uh, Neil Sutherland on the pole. Says 13th place, unlucky number, but top spot. Followed by Adam Stark, Dominic Turcott in third, Freddie Avila in fourth, Dan French in fifth, Jeremy Reeder in the commentary booth in sixth, Mark Sutherland in seventh, Martin Edmonds in eighth, Josh McLaughlin in ninth, and Jeff Wentworth, one of the series leaders or organizers, in 10th place. Ditto for Neil Sutherland, who's one of the organizers as well. He did a very good pre-race drivers meeting as well. There we go. There's our GT3. So we got Martin Landry up in first, or is that Michael? Not entirely remembering. In any case, Zach Martin in second,
That
John
is
Archie in
Michael
third,
Landry.
Michael Landry. Okay. Mike Simmons or Mac. Now I'm confused again. Max Simmons in fourth, William Mura in fifth, Spencer Taft in sixth. I never know what Tan's first name is. We'll just assume it's Oranges. Tan Oranges. Ayrton Arsenault in eighth. Terekov, but I'm not sure the first name. We'll just call him Terekov. And Wesley Stokes in 10th place. That's almost all the GT3s, but pretty good roundup. The weather is a little bit cloudy. Optimum conditions, it says, but it's just going to stay kind of cloudy. So cars will be pretty sticky, pretty grippy. If I remember right, this track was set up in response to kind of how Spa was, where it was really unpredictable weather, and I think they fixed the weather, as in they made it so it had to be dry, I believe.
Yeah, I want to say that Neil went in and made this static for this race just because we've had so much rain this season.
Absolutely, and there's definitely been an element of location choice to that. I mean, Paul Ricard in France, Kyalami in South Africa, Imola in Italy, and Spa in Belgium. They're all, I mean, except for Kyalami, they're all in the wet belt. But yeah, it's just kind of poor circumstances. Hopefully, Bathurst will not need to be forced to be sunny, but they'll probably do it anyway, I imagine.
I don't know. I'd like to see a wet Bathurst. It's always fun. Dry, I couldn't imagine in the wet.
Well, we've had no shortage of wet Bathursts. I'm just remembering in season 5 of the GT Challenge, it was very wet for part of it. What other? I know we've had more than just that. Oh, the Academy race, I believe we had an Academy race there with the Super Trofeos, and I believe that was wet. That was probably about a year ago. So it happens more often than I would think. As usual, the McLarens are all bunched up at the front. The 720S appears to be the vehicle of choice for this series. Only 4 there this time. I believe last time we had 6, or at least 5.
I believe it was 6 last time. Let me look.
That tracks. But in any case, the surprising entrance of John Archie in third. He's always been a solid entrant, but sometimes struggled to get into the top ranks, so a nice podium spot for him there. Max Simmons in the Bmw M6 is forever a bit of a mystery. He'll kind of appear all over the place, so gonna keep eyes on him through this race. I don't think I've ever seen this livery of the M4 though. Ooh, okay, well, they're incorporeal, it's okay. Seth Cheney, I've never seen this livery of the M4 before, so.
I believe that is a custom. I want to say ACC only has one livery for the BMW right now.
Oh, that makes sense. Oh yeah, with the NVIDIA wing decal, yeah, I don't think that's available to anything but customs. Interesting that Brandon Baker is qualified at the back of the field, and maybe he failed to set a qualifying lap. I don't think I saw the timesheet that closely, but he's normally all the way up in front. So we do have 5 McLarens. I just didn't see Brandon Baker.
Yeah, I want to say he showed up late, probably last minute or so of qualifying. So no quali lap for him.
A damn shame, but at least he made it here for the end of the race. It'll be interesting. We'll have to keep eyes on him to see how he fights his way through the field. I don't want to. Trying to look it up now, but the race app is being slow as it does. But this may be John Archie's second race. I thought he's changed his livery. I don't recall seeing that outrageous yellow and blurple
Yeah, he
Ferrari.
has been in every race this season. It looks like in
Oh
that
yeah, every
Ferrari,
race.
and it's just a different livery.
Hmm.
I like it though. It looks really good.
Yeah, it's throwing me off there. I forgot that Neil and Jeff allowed for changing liveries because the yellow blurple has not been. I do like it. It's out there though. All right. The GT4s have amassed considerable distance behind, and we're lined up for green flag. Let's see what happens on turn 1. There we go. Green flags waving, green lights on. We are go for round 5 of the multi-class Mondays. We are immediately 3 wide. Looks like Mike Landry got a terrible run out of turn or out of the first the launch. If I can
Oh,
stream
let
or
me
4
go.
wide. John
Oh,
Archie.
wow, 4 wide.
Wow. Comes in like a missile and outbreaks himself. Luckily, didn't take anyone out, but that'll immediately set fire to his 3rd place there, falling back immediately to 9th. He's going to have to do battle with Wesley Stokes and Jake Keckley to try and claw some of those positions back. I hope his tires aren't too bad. Luckily, the race started, so that shouldn't be too big of a deal. We've got a GT4 ailing back there. We've got a couple, actually. I'm not entirely sure what's going on there. Everything is flip-flopping. I don't quite understand what's going on. Just whatever you do, don't look at the numbers. Wow. I don't understand. Yeah, exactly. Max Simmons holding on to 6th place. So he's just kind of putting the cruise control. Although wait, no, he's in 4th. So he is in 4th. I'm so confused.
He's in 4th.
This is so confusing. All right. Well, Tan has actually made a good run. He snapped up, I should say, a couple of positions. Now up into 5th. It'll be interesting to see how the BMWs compare when they're in. Well, Tan has proved to be a competent driver. Just trying to find their results so far, and either they're a name I haven't heard or didn't register properly. It looks like he's keeping pace with Max Simmons, and that's no easy feat.
Yeah, Max Simmons is usually pretty on it, so the fact that he can keep up is pretty good. It looks like Brandon Baker's picked up quite a few positions, 4 or 5 right here to start.
Yeah, indeed, he's up to 9th already. And so he's quick to prove that his qualifying position was not indicative of his driving skill, as it sometimes is. Not. John Archie's still in 11th, losing the battle with Wesley Stokes thus far. Keep eyes on though. He can make some good comebacks. We've seen happen before. In race 1 at Paul Ricard, he pulled off a good fight. Looks like Simmons is struggling slightly, falling off against Zach Martin. Now these cars are not these two we're watching, but the BMW M6 and the McLaren 720S are very much at opposite ends of the field, balance of power wise. So it is interesting to see that even the likes of Max Simmons can't elevate the BMW at all times. Battle's going on further back. The Freddy Avila is hot on the tail of Dominic Turcotte for 2nd place in the GT4 class. Hopefully we'll get a look at that soon.
Yeah, I'm tired of watching these GT3s. I know there's some good battles going on, but in the back of the field.
Yeah, there's no action going on out here. I mean, there's pressure. William Murrah, there we go. Kuzya Terekov is on the hunt for Brandon Baker, but Wesley Stokes and John Archie are in tow, not too far behind. This is for 10th place.
That livery on that Ferrari is just breathtaking.
It's bright. You could probably see that car from space. Oh, there we go. Brandon Baker making a move on Spencer Taft.
Got on the inside.
Yeah, just a textbook pass. I almost wonder what happened. Didn't look like he had too much of a run. Looks like Terekov might make a similar move. Nope, just kidding. He backs out. Although, looks like Taft got a little bit wide on the outside. He's now on the inside, but that turn really demands a really wide line. Looks like Terekov might have it around the next turn. Oh, this one's very dangerous. Ooh, it's getting sketchy. Wesley Stokes is eating up ground as this battle. Now they're double too wide. It looks like Archie tried to make a move around the outside of turn 6, I believe that is, but that's a particularly ill-advised maneuver. It's getting pretty hectic as we come to the first chicane. I think this is a really crucial time to pick your battles. You could throw a blanket over all of them.
Yeah, fighting pretty hard here really early on lap 2. I'm sure it'll settle down here shortly, though.
Well, I hope not, but just for excitement's sake, but I can see how they would want it to be. It looks like we got Jake Keckley in the background rapidly advancing as well as this group struggles and tries to get just any ground on each other. John Archie to the side of Wesley Stokes, who got slowed by Kuzya Terekov. Doesn't get the move done, and I can see why. There's a lot of cars and not very big space there.
Yeah, this track has very few opportunities for overtaking. So
here we go. Jeremy Reeder and GT4. Sorry to interrupt you. Jeremy Reeder taking a pass attempt at Jeff Wentworth. The Camaro is defending against the Audi, which is not something we see happen very often. Looks like Reeder doesn't have the momentum to make it happen. Like you said just now, there are not a whole lot of passing opportunities. A lot of really rapid sequential turns. And that Camaro it can just put the power down real good.
Yeah, that thing is a monster on the straights. So if you don't get a good exit off that final corner, then you're just not going to have it going down to turn 1.
Yeah, in my calm subjective opinion, it looks like Josh McLaughlin going off a little bit on. No, not that much. It looked worse than it was. But anyway, in my calm subjective opinion, the Camaro does sound really nice.
It does. It sounds amazing.
I have not driven the Audi GT4 in Assetto Corsa Competizione very much. Well, I haven't driven really any of the GT4s that much, but how would you say it compares to the likes of the Camaro?
So it's a lot more nimble, you know, especially at a track like Hungaroring, the intersection I would call it. You know, it'll pretty much eat any car's lunch, I think, in the inner loops. But when you start getting down the straightaways, it just kind of lacks that power to put down.
Yeah, that kind of tracks. I've driven it in race room a bit, and I can say that tracks pretty straight. While you're saying that, a couple things happened. Brandon Baker made a move on Ayrton Arsenault, gobbling up 6th place. So he's on a charge. He's on a tear. He's ready to fight, and hopefully he hasn't done too much tire damage with that. But he looks to have more or less just walked through the field. Also, in the background of the Reeder Wentworth battle, we had Josh McLaughlin and Mark Sutherland absolutely at each other's throats. Unfortunately, I can't rewind, but if you can, I highly recommend it. Go back about 45 seconds because they were absolutely at each other's throats, and it was a pretty good battle. Unfortunately, we only saw it from a distance. Looks like Jake Keckley was able to navigate his way past Wesley Stokes. I think Stokes must have made a pretty big mistake because he's now no longer involved with Terekov or Archie, so I'm not entirely sure what happened there. The Aventador, or no, sorry, the Huracan GT3 that Stokes is driving is known to be a little on the squirrely side, so it's not hard to see with these odd, less intuitive corners that he could have gone around, or at least had a pretty big slide that he needed to save.
Yeah, I drove that Lambo my first race at ESR, and I want to say I spun out at least 13 times, and set the record for slowest lap ever.
Oh wow, what an honor. Yeah, I haven't driven the Huracan, but I have driven the R8, the Audi GT3, and I believe that Audi is even more squirrely than the Huracan, and that's why I like it. But you definitely, Hungaroring relies on so many really quick changes in direction and weird camber corners that, yeah, I could see that being a particularly, well, not deadly, but at least you're playing with fire mistake, you know. The Oritan, who I've just learned the first name of, is still hot on the tail of Max Simmons. Brandon Baker in the background has rapidly advanced. So it looks like Simmons is not able to make much progress on it. Ooh, Ayrton Arsenault getting a little bit slidey in the foreground. But yeah, looks like Tan and Miss Simmons are struggling to make any ground on Martin and Mura and Landry ahead, and taking a big bite out of the rumble strip and sending his M4 a little bit skyward. Let us see if Baker can make his move on the twin BMWs. Now looking at Dan French, one of the front runners, or fourth place in the GT4 field. We actually have a really interesting battle, two interesting battles going on. We got Dan French versus Adam Stark, that's it. And Martin Edmonds versus Jeff Wentworth, or sorry, Freddie Avila versus Dominic Turcotte ahead. No two cars are the same here, so we have a McLaren, an Aston Martin, a Ginetta, and a BMW, in no particular order, of course.
I'm actually kind of surprised that Adam Stark has found himself in 6th place there.
Yeah, it seems like it. I'm kind of surprised as well. He's had some pretty good pace this whole race. William Murrah making a mistake on turn 1. And so, looks like Zach Martin is quick to capitalize. Or wait, no. He tried. Not quite going to happen there. But yeah, Adam Stark. Oh, looks like Dominic Turcotte had a mistake, and he's falling through the field. Now 19th place, now 20th. What is going on? If only we could have seen that. Must have just been a spin. I bet you he spun on turn, what is it, 4? The awkward left-hander blind, right after the hill climb there is.
Yeah, I believe you're right.
That one's dangerous. Ori Tan hot under the collar a little bit from Brandon Baker. He's right there. Ooh, getting a little bit squirrely. Now Baker has a couple of really important choices to make here. He's got to decide how much space he wants to give Tan such that he can get a clean pass, because if his goal is to get up higher, which, you know, it's a race, so I would hope that'd be his goal, he's going to want to try and make this pass on Tan as seamless as possible, because then he has to fight with Simmons for probably another couple of laps. So we'll have to see and pay attention how he does that, or how he chooses to do that.
Well, he caught up pretty quick. I wonder if he's looking at the time and maybe going to make a pass, try and undercut him, do a little leapfrogging in the pits.
You know, that's a good point. We haven't seen a lot of pit lane shenanigans going on this season so far. We got blue flags for someone, not sure who. Probably GT4 ahead. Oh, yep, there's Jeff Wentworth and Cole McRae. Or that's Trevor Cheney and Cole McRae. Ooh, wow, there's Cole McRae causing havoc in the GT3 battle here. William Murrah being given some room by that Ginetta of McRae, and it allows him a little bit extra room in front of Martin behind. It was interesting because Martin looked to be getting real close on Murrah, but he just kind of denied that opportunity. Now Simmons passes. Ooh, and Baker, or Barker gets, yeah, it's Baker. It gets really, oh, now McRae gets off. Oh my! Oh, looks like really sideways, and is he spinning? It looks like he might have saved it. Oh, nope, there's the yellow flag. Okay, that was chaos.
Oh, he's having a hard time controlling that car this afternoon, it looks like.
Yeah, it seems so. Anyway, so that kind of threw a little bit of a wrench in Brandon Baker's car. Oh, now we're getting, what the heck is happening here? Kyalami making a move on Spencer Taft. Ooh.
Taft they're in the last here, though.
Yeah, that's gonna be a interesting maneuver he would have to make in order to make that work.
Send it.
Yeah, if we go full send. John Archie looks to be continually struggling, and is still in 8th place, not really being able to take advantage of his qualifying speed and putting that to good use. Spencer Taft is still on the defense. They're not even halfway through the race, but they are getting close. Looking at Neil Sutherland versus Question mark. This is the leader of the GT4s. I still like that paint job. What did I call it last time? I called it.
It looks
It
like cotton
was.
candy.
Yeah, I had a fun name for it. It was Portland something. Someone will have to remind me in the comments. I forgot what it was. Now I'm killing myself for this. Oh well. Who is that in the background? That's a Mercedes. I think that was a GT4. Hmm. We never know. So
I
looks like
believe, is
Brandon.
that Josh Butler?
It could be Josh Butler, who I called James for the entire spa race before remembering he was Josh instead.
I want to say somebody left you some emojis on that video spelling out the name Josh, didn't they?
I can neither confirm nor deny that. And that never happened. Shut up. But yeah, oh, I was so upset at myself for forgetting that. It has to be an alternate account, right? It has to be James Butler and John Barker like coming together to make something just to confuse me even more, right?
Well, and isn't like their first names? So they go by their middle names. Isn't their first names James and John, but they actually go by their middle names? This is John and James. Don't they
No,
do something like that?
well, so if you're referring to their Discord names in ESR, that is, I mean, it's possible. I find it highly unlikely. I've never asked him, but the reason that it happened is because Martin saw how much trouble I had with their names, and he figured it'd be funny to make it harder for me to differentiate them in Discord. So he gave them each other's first name as a nickname. So we have James John Butler and John James Barker, and I mean it's been successful so far. He's confused the hell out of me.
That is pretty awesome. It looks like pit window just opened, and Martin
Yep.
Edmonds going to stop and go 30.
Yeah, Martin just can't find that pit speed limiter button, and immediately gets a stop and go penalty. We have a 10-minute pit window, so we've been going for 2 minutes roughly. So we reached a point in the race where I just lose track of what's going on.
Well, I think our first two takers in the GT4 was Reeder and Edmonds, so we'll see where they come out. I think they were around 19th and 20th.
Yeah, that makes sense. Also, Adam Stark made a move, and I'm not entirely sure what happened. Looks like Josh McLaughlin is peeling off to the pits now as well. Max Simmons being hounded by Brandon Baker. He was actually able to put some distance between him and the McLaren. Not entirely sure what happened, but now he's having another battle emerge right behind him. 0.420 seconds behind. Nice.
If he's able to get past Max, that'll be the top three McLarens.
Yeah, top three and also bottom two. Although the bottom two have taken pit stops.
Yeah, they just took their pits, it looks like.
But of note, this is one hell of a drive from Baker regardless, because he did start dead last and has battled his way through the field with a katana and just hacked at anyone who stood in his way, and it's been working out pretty well so far. With the tire change coming up, that may just allow him a chance at victory. Oh, Mark Sutherland with a stop and go penalty as well. So that's a 20th place Porsche. I'll throw a wrench in their plans a little bit. I fully expect Max Simmons to take his pit stop as late as possible. That is his MO.
Yeah, he'll go in with about 30 seconds left.
Exactly. Now the question is, what happens to Baker when he does that? Because Baker is a battler. He likes to fight, which I appreciate. But that looked like a pretty good pit entry from Mike Landry. But Baker also doesn't like to take his pit stops that late. In fact, I'm surprised he's still out now. So we'll have to see how this works. He might be making a move. Nope, just maybe. Well, I might trying to get a cutback. Simmons keeps the door closed.
He is definitely faster, that is for sure.
Oh yeah, well he's been you know, top 3 positions in the last like 3 GT challenges, and like so much that he's doing battle with, you know, Matt Higgs and the like Sean Kenny and that kind of stuff. So he's not short of speed. He's in a fast car. There's no doubt in my mind that he's being held up by Max Simmons in the M6 right now.
That car may need to be confiscated after the race. Check for some
May
illegal stuff going on.
Mayhaps is the car doping.
It's very much a possibility.
So, but it kind of shows his resolve that he hasn't even pitted yet. If I was him, I would have pit the second I caught up to Simmons and try and get out there. Looks like we got some more multi-class action going on here. Adam Stark versus Freddy Avila with William Murrah just getting out of the pits and trying to navigate his way through the GT4s. Jeremy Reeder, though, making a move on, I believe that's Trevor Cheney. I believe that's lap traffic, though, so not an actual battle. Well,
I believe that is
no,
actually
that's
Jeff. That's
Jeff Wentworth. Yeah, so that's extra interesting. Good call. Yeah, not entirely sure how that's working out. Oh, okay, maybe is that for position?
Yeah, that I believe that is for position right there.
Oh, wow, okay. So never mind, that was interesting. Good pass. It's a shame we couldn't realize it, or I couldn't realize it at least. So now, but he's maybe even gonna make a move on. Wait, Dominic Turcotte, yeah. So yeah, that's right. So he's even maybe making a move on Dominic Turcotte, the Jeremy Reeder Reign of Terror. I like it. Oh, yeah, you can see the mid-engine goodness of that Audi R8 paying dividends when it comes to the launch out of the corner, but getting a little bit too wide. I can barely hear that BMW. It's quieter than I remember it being. Although Kuzyuterekov, oh, there's actually a train of GT3s and M4s behind him. So Ayrton Arsenault, ooh, gets a little bit close. Oh, and Kuzyuterekov ditto. So we almost had an incident there. A couple incidents actually.
I can confirm that that was a brown pants moment.
There's gonna need to be a change of pants at the next pit stop. It seems too. Does that count as a tire change? Probably not.
Yeah, I don't know.
Further study is required. So, kind of as I predicted, Brandon Baker's peeled off to the pits. He's now sitting 4th. Simmons, Archie, Martin are the last 3 to have yet pitted. I do like the light blue on dark blue of Kuzyuterekov's Aston Martin.
Yeah, it looks really good.
I wish the wheels were a different color. Like if they were light blue, I think they'd look extra good. But yeah, just me.
That and all the lights on the dash. That thing sparkles.
Oh yeah, you could probably use that to signal ships in the event of a fog. Adam Stark getting involved in some of the multi-class madness. Max Simmons and John Archie both going into the pits.
From all the multi-class passes we've seen, though, it looks like everyone's come out pretty unscathed, which is kind of surprising, I think. You'd think there'd be a little bit more mixing it up.
Ooh, yeah, no doubt. Well, ESR is no stranger to multi-class chaos. That's something we've actually struggled with a little bit in the past. With so shout out to the nice shot of the GT4 and GT3 Aston Martins side by side. But yeah, in the race room ones especially, and that is a multi-class, multi-series. So there's our ESR isn't the only community involved with that one, but we have had trouble coordinating the passes between the GT3s. Some people blame the slower cars, some people blame the faster cars. It's a very tip of the hat to Neil Sutherland, our organizer, for setting the rules really straight in the driver briefings. I think that's made it a lot safer.
Yeah, he does way better than Matt Higgs does, so that's for sure.
Oh yeah, speaking of which, there might be a return of Matt Higgs. There's a non-zero chance he may end up showing up for the last race at Bathurst. Yeah, no confirmations yet. In fact, he sounds like it might not work out. But and with that, the pit window is closed. Zach Martin just barely getting in time, so no penalties given out, unfortunately.
And it
Yeah, we
looks
might.
like Brandon Baker leapfrogs Simmons and Murrah.
Oh yeah, you're right. So Baker doing what Baker does best and setting the pace. Basically, you're right. Either or he did a really good pit stop, timing perfect, or set just some really good laps on his own, or both. Either or is a great decision on his part. He might even leapfrog Martin if he gets a little bit lucky. Because he should be
We'll
well ahead.
see.
He should be
They
in
they
that
sh-
group ahead of us. Oh, and Martin gets a stop and go penalty of 30 seconds.
wow.
Oh,
Oh, the
Oritan
tan.
getting a little bit slidey. But yeah, so just like that, Brandon Baker from last to first, zero to hero in this race. Spectacular moves. Looks like John Archie is making his way through the field still. Battle for sixth going on right now. Ever since Oritan got separated from Max Simmons, looks like he's been struggling. Although, a little cutback puts the Ferrari in its place. He says, no, no, no. You gotta wait in line, buddy.
That new BMW it's pretty fast on the straights.
Yeah, it seems like it's maybe just a little too good, maybe. I don't know. I've heard complaints about the balance of power of this car.
So they recently did an update where they messed with the rear diffuser. I noticed that it lost a little bit with that, but it still needs some more BOP for sure.
Well, in wasn't wasn't this series? I believe it was GT Challenge or something. It was another series. But George Whitley appeared for the first time in a recent memory in ESR, and immediately he's a fine driver. I think he's high silver, maybe low gold, not entirely sure. But in any case, immediately he was in the fight for the top five, and it was apparent that the car was just faster. Like nothing on George, but yeah, it was just a little bit extra propping going on here. Max Simmons ended up getting a pretty good deal out of his pit stop though. Got leapfrogged by Baker for sure, but is now up to third, so he can't complain about that. Obviously, that's due in part to Zach Martin getting his stop and go penalty while in first place, so that one's going to hurt him, but still to do something right in order to climb up to third using just the pit stop there.
Just put a wedge in between those McLarens. That's good. I like to see that.
Yeah, no kidding. Separate them, please. They'll take over. Here we go. Battle for now fifth with Zach Martin falling due to his penalty. Uh-oh. Ori Tan getting really squirrely. Coming up to that left-hander I was talking about earlier. Can Archie get a little bit of a cutback? And the BMW's too wide.
Archie is definitely ready to be around him, though. You can kind of tell with his movements there.
Oh yeah, Tan is getting a little bit nervous, it looks like. Getting a little bit sideways, holding onto the car, but definitely losing some time through these twisty sections. Oh, dipping two wheels off right there. Ayrton Arsenault and Kutya Terekov are both chomping at the bit as well. So, I mean, this could be great news for Tan because now Archie will have to fight with two other people and maybe take some of the heat off of Tan. But also that means there's just going to be a lot more cars. And plus, they're coming up on a big field of GT4s. We have, I believe that's Mark Sutherland, or maybe Martin Edmonds.
Yeah, that's Martin Edmonds in that yellow Porsche Cayman.
Indeed. And then we've got three or two more GT4s full straight ahead. So there's not going to be too much drama here. They've caught up to Martin on the straight, where the GT3s can really just put the pedal down and blow by him. Although, it looks like Archie might be alongside Tan. Maybe he's going to try an outbrake maneuver. Ooh,
Tan
Tan
leaves it open.
leaves the door open. Oh, but oh
Oh
no! It looks like there's
no!
contact. Oh, they have to split. Wow, that was scary. I couldn't see the camera switch just at the wrong time, but from my view, it looked like RT may have come out or Tan might have come in a little bit, and just a little bit of a tap caused both cars to slide and spin. If I had to guess, I would say that would be on Archie.
Arsenault and Terakov says, "Thank you. Have a nice day."
Yeah, that's exactly. That's probably one of the best things that they could have hoped for, is to just the guys they're coming up on just taking each other out. I love it when that happens. I mean, sometimes. In this situation, particularly, I would love it. So we've got a really thick battle coming to a head with, I believe is that Trevor Cheney? I don't think that's Jeff Wentworth, but oh, we got a sign. Oh, that's Max Simmons and Michael Landry. It looks like Landry has put up quite a pace in order to catch Simmons so quickly. He was quite some ways off. Either that or Simmons must have had a couple of brown pants moments himself. We got several battles going on back in the pack. We've got Freddy Avila versus Dan French. And not sure what the other Camaro, that might have been lap traffic actually. Excuse me.
Yeah, I believe that's Trevor Cheney.
Okay, that checks out. But I couldn't quite get a glimpse of what the other car was. But it might have even been Adam Stark. Oh no, it was Jeremy Reeder and Trevor Cheney. Well, no, that's Jeremy Reeder and Jeff Wentworth, so that's a different battle entirely. I do appreciate Jake Keckley running the all caps Bald Ego Motorsports team, McLaren. America. Wait, should we tell him that he's driving a German car?
That's what I was fixing to say. Why isn't he in a Camaro?
Yeah, we just want to draw attention to it. So Landry's still hot on.
Chevrolet's song used to be "Like a Rock."
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
They sink to the bottom of the river like a rock.
Yeah, they'll do substantial property damage if it falls on your house like a rock. So as I kind of predicted, Maximus versus Mike Landry. That wide BMW is not easy to get by, especially because it infuriatingly has one of the highest top speeds in the GT3 grid. So all the good passing zones on this track are the front straight and high speed zones. So that's when the BMW comes into its own. You can see even with the draft, Landry is just not really left for dead, but is annoyingly put in his place a little bit. Freddy Avila with a drive-through penalty we can see pop up. So it looks like that battle with Dan French has kind of gotten to him a little bit.
6 minutes to go. I half expected to have a little bit more drive-throughs. This track is kind of notorious for track limits.
Is it? I haven't noticed that, but I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, especially right there coming off of turn 3. If you run wide there just a little bit, you put 4 tires over that white line. If you get too good of a run through there, it dings you with track warnings. I think I had 3 this race.
Oh wow, that's almost all of them. What do you have to get 4 in order to get a drive-through?
Yeah, 4 to get a drive-through.
Yeah. So Michael Landry, I haven't met the guy, but if I was him, I would be absolutely fuming right now. Being in a car and being slightly faster than an opponent that you're fighting with is just infuriating when they have a straight line advantage and the only really passing zones are on a straight line.
This battle is still going on back
Yeah.
here. These two boys are just at each other's throats.
Yeah, what happened was they killed each other and then they're still fighting in the afterlife. They're in 7th and 8th. And that's, not exactly dead, but they are still going at it, I guess. In the spirit of racing, we're here for the fights, right?
That's right.
I didn't notice the M4 had a huge trunk hood. Or trunk, what is that, a scoop? Trunk scoop. Huh. Or you know.
Huh. I guess I never noticed that.
And it's got a separator that's offset to the passenger side. I don't quite understand that. Oh, John Archie with a run out of the last turn. See, Tan is gonna have an interesting time because he probably has the straight line to catch up, especially being in the toe. Oh wow, Archie dives the block. Tan
Not
is gonna have
today,
to
sir.
Tan is gonna have to try and get either a cutback or just hug it around the outside. And it looks like Archie forces the issue, makes him go around the outside, and that's not what Tan's like best. I do like that livery though.
It is pretty sharp.
So and then we've got a battle going on right behind too. Spencer Taft versus Wesley Stokes, another fight for the ages. They've been kind of battling in and out this entire race a little bit. So we've got our choice of intense fights. Michael Landry versus Max Simmons, Ori Tan versus John Archie, Spencer Taft versus Wesley Stokes, maybe Zach Martin versus Jake Keckley. Not entirely sure, the timing isn't updated yet. Brandon Baker is under a little bit of fire from William Murrah. Especially navigating through these GT4s. I'm not sure if Murrah or Baker got a better run through those GT4s there. That's Freddy Avila and Dan French that we're looking at now.
You know Murr's frustrated.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's had to fight almost as hard as Baker has, but just for much less results. To be sure, second place is still no, you know, it's no slouch of a position, but for someone who just appeared in front of him, you know, Murrah can't be too happy with that.
And now we're going to check in with Neil Sutherland, 11 seconds ahead of Adam Stark.
Yes, exactly. Hey, there's Adam Stark right there. Stark Naked Racing. I always forget that's his team name. We got not a fight going on, but are you reading my mind, director? Is that what we're doing here?
I think that's what we're doing here, because as soon as
Yeah,
I said
okay.
Adam Stark's name, it went to him.
Yeah, and well, I didn't think it was a fight because the colors of the dots are different, but it actually is a fight. Max Simmons versus Martin Landry, or Michael Landry. I don't want to say Martin. Michael Landry.
It won't be long, and Landry will just punt him.
Yeah, again, I haven't really met Mr. Landry, but he can't be any too happy about the situation, especially because there's only 2 laps left, realistically. Ooh, Max Simmons getting held up by Dan French. It looks like Landry might... Nope, he gets the better of it, but unfortunately it's not enough to get him around. And now the same's going to happen with Freddy Avila. Ooh, Avila's all over the place a little bit. But it's, again, not enough. That M6 V8 power just... well, I guess they're both using V8s, technically. Oh, wow, Freddy Avila outbreaks himself heavily into turn 1. Dan French is actually fighting for them, and that's just going to be it. He's going to take the position, although maybe they're going to rejoin. Can't really tell. I think French might have it. Can't really see, but we'll just have to look. Brandon Baker versus... Oh wow, okay, so that's Baker versus Murrah, and Murrah just absolutely got obliterated by these GT4s of Jeremy Reeder and Jeff Wentworth. Same thing, ditto for Jake Keckley, who is trying to make his way through Trevor Chaney and Martin Edmonds. That was a cool maneuver, great multi-class. Can we go back to Devon, please? I want to see what happens. It looks like Murrah wasn't able to recover anything. Ditto for Landry. But now we got Terakov versus Arsenault for 5th. Taft is still hot on the tail of Stokes for 9th. and Freddy Avila and Dan French. So yeah, French did end up getting that position, but Avila's still hot on his tail.
Kind of wonder what happened with French. I want to say he started up towards the front, didn't he?
Yeah, he was mid-high pack. Not entirely sure what happened. It kind of got overshadowed by all the chaos going on in GT3. We didn't see a ton from the GT4s this race at all. A couple of choice battles, but it's mostly focused on GT3s and McLaren GT3s at that. But with that, white flags are waving, so last lap of the race. Not sure why we're watching Jake Keckley. I mean, he's a great guy, but like I just said, we got.
Love the car, love the team name.
Yeah.
Just nothing going on here.
Yeah, I mean he's doing a good battle with Mark Sutherland, but not exactly worth anything. All right, close enough. So we're watching the leader now, Brandon Baker. Looks like William Murrah had an accident of some description. He's now almost 7 seconds, 6.9. So nice. Seconds behind. Mike Landry ditto.
There
He's
is a
now.
possibility that Mr. Murrah may or may not have ran out of gas, is the report I'm getting.
Oh no! Oh wow!
There he
Yeah,
goes. He's starting to drop. There.
he is falling through the field. Oh no! What a cap to an absolutely abysmal. Yeah, there he is.
There he is.
Oh no! An absolutely painfully disabled McLaren 720S, the car of William Murrah, sitting there 4 corners from the finish line. Oh, that is tragic. But
looks like Eric Arsenault is going to really benefit from that. Going to get him a top 5.
Yeah, no kidding. Wesley Stokes versus the world, it seems. Josh McLaughlin, Spencer Taft basically made the move happen. We got Brandon Baker baking some donuts.
So
I mean,
last
I
in the
do enjoy this,
GT3s
but
to first. That's a hell of a run.
Yeah, what a run indeed, and he was able to hold on to it for the good chunk of the race too. Oh, there's Mirror again.
Interesting
My
choice for
stream's getting a
parking,
little
I
bit.
must say.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh, he has to be absolutely livid, but that is his own. He's his own worst enemy in this case. You know, you have the choice to take more or less fuel, and taking a couple more laps of fuel does not significantly impact the car, I find. You know, some people claim they can notice the difference. I can't. But a couple more laps would do you good. And definitely would have done Mira good. First is even Thomas Waj today, driving the Alpine A110 GT4. So kudos, John Archie. We're all over the place now. These cars have all finished. But and William Mira gets a tow to the pits, so that will be it. With that, I'm comfortable putting a fork in this and calling it done. Excuse me. Allow me to get the full results ready for you here, so I can make sure I know what's going on, because people will be leaving now, which will absolutely wreak havoc with the order as it appears on screen. All right, top 10 of both classes. We have Brandon Baker in first place, as you can see, in the McLaren 720S, coming all the way from last place into first. What a run. Congratulations. Max Simmons in second, Michael Landry in third, Ayrton Arsenault, our top bronze driver by a wide margin. Good job in fourth. He really benefited from William Murrah running out of fuel, like you said. Kuzya Terekov in fifth, John Archie sixth. Ori Tan in seventh. His name is registered as Guy1_C in the race app. He's our first silver driver. Wesley Stokes in eighth, Spencer Taft in ninth, and Zach Martin rounding out the top 10. For GT4s, we have Neil Sutherland, Adam Stark, Dominic Turcott, Jeremy Reeder in fourth, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Jeff Wentworth in fifth, Dan French sixth, Freddie Avila seventh, Josh McLaughlin in eighth, so kind of silently sneaking his way up into eighth. Thomas Waj in ninth, and Mark Sutherland rounding out our top 10 cars. with that, a real quick brief overview of the points as they stand. If it'll show it to me, I had a separate tab just for this, but it doesn't really want to show me. There we go. With a remarkably slim margin, Max Simmons is currently first place in GT3s with 350 points. Adam Stark, or that's GT4. Apologies. John Archie is in second with 316. Michael Landry in third with 299. Ayrton Arsenault in fourth with 81. Zach Martin in fifth with 272. Spencer Taft in sixth with 257. Brandon Baker in seventh with 220. William Murrah in eighth with 209. And Jake Keckley in ninth with 204. And Matthew Higgs in 10th with 180. So he only showed up for the first two races, but won both of them, and that's enough to keep him in 10th place. In GT4s, Adam Stark in first with 345, Neil Sutherland in second with 335, and Freddy Avila in third with 333. So the top three are within 10 points of each other. That's going to be interesting as we come into our final round of Bathurst. Jeff Wentworth in fourth with 313, so only 20 points behind. Mark Sutherland in fifth with 290. Dominic Turcotte trailing him by a single point, 289 in sixth. Josh McLaughlin in seventh with 278. So I misspoke horribly there. I'm getting, so the way these are organized is terrible. You can view all this on the race up, by the way, or at esr-race.org. Josh Butler in Trevor Chaney in eighth with 272. Josh Butler in ninth with 236, and Dan French. What? I'm confused. Well, anyway, I'm just gonna assume that's supposed to say 10. It says he's in first, but I'm really not sure about that. He only has 161 points. Dan French. So, if I can struggle through reading the results, that is our round 5 of the ESR ACC Multiclass Monday. Glad to have you here. Like I said at the beginning, next race Bathurst, March 14th. Our final race will cap off the season. Like I said, the GT4s are super close in the championship, so join us as that happens. Well, that's about all I got. Do you have anything to add, Jeremy?
Yeah, Neil, we want to see a wet Bathurst.
Yeah, give us a wet Bathurst. You know, bring the soap. Get it because it's in Bath. Hers.
That was okay. Wasn't great, but it was okay.
Hey, that's all I aim for. You know, okay is my benchmark for excellence. Well, yeah, Neil, give us wet Bathurst. I'm sure the drivers will love it, and it will never result in any negative consequences whatsoever. In any case, that was our race. Visit us at esr-race.org. We have races like this all the time, and if you're wishing for something of a little bit lower stakes, we have everything from Wreckfest on Fridays, where it's just wrecking cars and having fun, all the way up through ACC. We have race room races all the time. We have Sunday Fun Day on Saturday. That's a good one. We just got done recording a race commentary for that. We do series. We also have a dirt rally series that just started its final round. That one's gonna be a great one. It's rally GTs at, I believe, Greece. You can check all that at esr-race.org. We have a Discord. Visit us there. It's been good here. Thank you for joining us, Jeremy. It's been fun. But we'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.